רדיו 106.FM.
רדיו כל אחר, גם באינטרנט. 24 שעות. כל השבוע, כתבות, ראיונות, קטעי וידאו וכל מה שלא הספקתם לשמוע. רדיו 106.FM.
רדיו 106.FM.
רדיו כל אחר, להאזין לרדיו אחר.
טרנספורמרס 106 FM, רדיו קול אחר באריאל. והיום יש לנו, וואו, מה יש לנו היום, ראי? קודם כל ראיתי באולפן.
וואו, הרבה זמן לא הייתי באולפן. שלום.
נכון, וברכה.
טוב, היום יש לנו פה את Juan Verdera. Hello, Juan. How are
Hola, hello, shalom.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
Muy contento.
This show will be, רגע, I will tell our listeners that are a little bit... התוכנית הזאת תהיה באנגלית, ללא תרגום מובנה וללא ניקוד, ואנחנו פה עם שעתיים עם חואן ורדרה, מוזיקה שלו והמון דיבורים על הסצנה ועל כל העניינים שיכולים להיות, נכון?
זה לא למוד, זה נכון, כן.
כמובן גם טל לבנה באולפן, מה מצב טל?
שלום.
יש לנו אולפן עמוס.
ורותם, מה שהמשפחה שלך רותם?
נימקובסקי, זה סתם זה ארוך.
נימקובסקי, נכון, זה משהו רוסי כזה, קשה. טוב, בסדר, אז רותם נימקובסקי, טל לבנה, חואן ורדרה, ראי ואנוכי ירון אשכר, גם שניידר שם מאחורה וגם שימי שם מאחורה, אבל הם ככה
פתחנו פה שכונה באולפן.
בסדר, זה מתבקש, לא? יש לנו פה את חואן.
פתחנו פה שכונה,
יש
אוקיי.
פה קיבוץ בתוך האולפן.
אז יאללה, shall we start, Juan? First of all, let's start with a track. We'll hear this track and then we will start to talk about everything. So what are we listening to at the moment?
A track called Way In.
Way In from
So it's good for a start.
which album is this taken from?
This was the very first compilation we made, the first trance label in Ibiza, called Ibiza Music. So we released 3 of my tracks there.
Okay.
This was one of them.
Okay, sounds great. Let's hear it. רק נגיד, שם האוסף שחואן דיבר עליו, קוסמיק קונספירסי. Okay, Juan, so we talked a little bit before, and you mentioned that this is, first of all, I want to start with this, your maybe 50th time here? 50 times you've been in Israel.
Yeah.
Really crazy, so...
A lot of times, from the 97
and
or 96.
I know a little bit about the first time, but let's get into this. The first time you were here was really special, I understand. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, where Miko called me to go to this festival called Karahana.
Okay.
I never play like a DJ.
Which is, I will tell our crowd, it's basically he's talking about the Drugless Festival, which was in Ganei Chuga, and this was your first time.
This is the name.
This is really interesting because it wasn't only your first time in Israel, it was the first time ever that you actually DJ'd, yes?
Yeah, in the stage.
In this stage of your... and before, how did you...
I have only 3 tracks in this moment.
Really? Okay.
So I play them.
And what else did you play, for example?
I remember was the Angel and the Snake.
Okay.
Was the
spiritual healing, I guess.
Spiritual healing and the ancient sounds of the god.
Okay, so but they're perfect tracks, I think. Yes.
Yeah, well.
And so you were at this stage. What, you started to produce trance music? Yes, I imagine.
Yeah.
And you were. How did Miko even get the music? How did you come in contact with these people?
I copied to DJ Jörg, Shiva
okay.
Space Technology.
Jörg Kessler from Germany, and he was also Shiva Space working with Reisen. Yeah?
He was the one who introduced me to the trance music.
Okay.
I was in a trance party in Ibiza, and I met him, and he comes to my studio, and we was 3 days there listening to that tapes of him.
And before
many Israeli music I never listened before.
Before you were making punk rock or something?
Before I was just doing some electronic and some post-punk music. Was more electronic than punk.
So you say the minute you hear this, then something clicked in your head and you got into this music? Immediately, yeah?
Immediately.
Okay, so let's hear this track, and because I really like this track, I just want to say you played it at the party on Friday.
Yeah.
And we will also talk a little bit about this party, but first let's hear the track. What's it called, please?
It's called Celebrate. It's coming from the second album called You.
From 2005?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, let's listen. Really nice. Juan, while we were listening to this track, you were just saying something really nice.
Yeah, in the party, I saw the people like it's a kindergarten, all
Like
playing together and
Painting
jumping
themselves.
on the other and things like that, full of dust.
Okay, and this track specifically, it's
Yeah,
like
because
really
this melody is just something now. Is
really
I did it
childish,
for
really
my
nice.
little son.
Okay, really nice.
Cool.
So
Was
he
there
was a baby
any
and
any candy ravers in the party?
I can.
Any candy ravers? You know, all these girls with the toys and candies all around them, and you know the flashy colors.
Yeah, for
A
sure.
little bit, a
Not
little
usually
bit,
Japanese, you know.
a little bit.
They in Japan a lot. They have all floor. They have
Um,
floor from the head to the
Yeah.
feet.
If we're talking about a party, what are your impressions? Is it like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, this specific
Reminds
party?
me my first parties I saw in Ibiza.
The same vibes, the Goa vibes,
Yeah.
and
Very freedom. I think it's the easier way to do a party. Go some friends to a place where you don't, there's no neighbors and you don't complain to nobody.
okay.
So I think it's the best thing.
Is it for you? Did you have a break for all the time you're playing parties? Like you're playing now in Ibiza and in Europe, or is it like for you? Do you feel is it like a retro set for you to come here, or is it still? I mean, are you
For me, it's the same. It's the people who put the names of fashion. So now it's coming the full on, and now
But
I still always doing my own music in this style.
But the question,
And, and
my
the world is changing in another velocity of forward. I don't know. I do what I like, and then if the world like it,
but is it surprising for you that you come here to a party after so many years after you release this music, and we all know that electronic music is so fast-paced. You know, everybody wants the new tracks, the next track, and
always.
and for you, is it surprising that you come here and you see people, big amount of people,
I'm
and
very
everybody
happy.
loves?
Let's revival it. No
Yeah.
problem for me.
Okay, so really nice, and
I think the good thing is gonna be always the good tracks. They are gonna remain there in the memory
Remain
of
forever.
the people.
Timeless.
And even the young people who's coming in later, they're gonna look for the old things like we do when we was. Everybody do the same, I think.
where do you come to this music? Your music is always, even if you do something that is more progressive or something that is more full-on or more pure Goa, it's always really psychedelic. And
Yeah, it's no. I tell you, I try to do something normal, but it's no.
you
way.
can do it. So
No.
you see yourself, it comes from inside of you. You see yourself as a psychedelic person, and it really affects
Yeah.
also your lifestyle, or
I
only
grow
your
with
music.
it in Ibiza with the old hippies.
Okay,
They
yes.
talk about the philosophy to us, and I think it's the same thing. I think.
So it's really nice if you touch a little bit on Ibiza before we move again to the music. You were mentioning to me that your family is many years in Ibiza, right? And
Yeah.
so you remember it before it was an island of clubs and music. And how was it like when you were a child? Was it not like it's today? I imagine.
No.
And
But it was a big community of hippies and people from outside. There was in the 50s was the beatniks there before the hippies,
okay.
with all this kind of philosophy come from India, Buddhism, mixed with psychedelic.
So you you grew up with this with these people and with these
Gong,
philosophies.
The music of Gong, I remember they was playing in Ibiza also, Pink Floyd, Tangerine Dream.
And when did it actually start, this whole club scene and the electronic music scene in Ibiza?
This starts just after I went to Madrid to live for 10 years there and play rock and all this.
And you go back to Ibiza and you
Yeah.
find a whole different place, basically?
They begin the acid house and
Okay.
all this music in this time.
Okay, let's go back a little bit to
Yeah, we're
you
talking
want us- go
about
ahead.
early 80s.
The 80s,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah.
early
Yeah.
80s. Okay, let's go back a little bit to the music. I recognize the track Angel and the Snake, yes?
Yeah.
From first album,
Yeah.
Spiritual Healing.
Yeah.
What year was this released? 1990?
7?
8.
07.
8 or 7? No one knows, even you don't know.
know.
At the end of the 90s, before the turn of the millennium. Okay, The Angel and the Snake, really special tune, and let's hear. טרנספורמרס 106 FM אריאל, אנחנו עם סוכנית ספיישל חואן ורדרה באולפן, The Muses Rapt. הם שעתיים שלמות אתם איתנו, אנחנו בעיצומה של התוכנית להגביר. ראי, אתה רוצה להגיד משהו? ראי. זה מה שלי רצה להגיד, כן. I just mentioned you were with 100... A little boo-boo, I'm sorry. Okay, so this was The Angel and the Snake. At the party you played a different remix of this, yes?
Yeah.
And I just want to get a picture of... I know that many of your tracks, over the years, you make remixes to them that you keep for yourself and you play...
And I use it for
playing live. Okay,
Yeah.
so you wanted to ask Rotem... Rega, wait, I'm sorry.
Okay.
There you go.
I wanted to ask you about live shows, which is something which is pretty much you don't see this live scene of trance music on television. It's usually rock. And how do you play trance live? Is it just a previous mix, or you just
I don't play live.
No, it's not really live.
No,
Okay.
no. I think with trance music it's very hard to play live. You must have 4 or 5 musicians to play live.
Did you ever try?
Together.
Or,
Yeah, I try in the studio, but for the organizers it's too expensive to come here with 5 people.
Yes.
and you need the gear, of course, and everything. I
So
can imagine.
I
Technical
try.
problems, it's lots of technical computers,
The sound system.
synthesizer, and
Yeah,
sometimes
you need
analog
monitor
tapes.
system with
Yes.
another mixer only for monitors.
Yes.
It becomes very expensive.
If we are already talking about gear and stuff like that, you wanted to ask a little bit about...
Yeah, what sort of gear? If you started in '97, today we have Windows XP with all the VSTI, the virtual instruments.
I started before.
Yeah, you
more
started
before
before with
in the 80s.
Yeah,
In the 80s even.
you used a DAT and 4-track or what? How
It
do you
was
make
not
this
MIDI
music?
in this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was only we had the Korg MS-10, I remember,
Oh yeah.
with a rhythm box Korg also.
Okay.
Then we synchronize the synth with the rhythm box by trigger.
Oh, wow.
So the trigger was only an impulse with
Like,
the rhythm.
just pulses, yes?
Like
Just
like
a time
analog
pulse or-
analog pulse that you...
Yes.
This is your tempo.
Yeah. So if you want to change the note, you must press again the key in the keyboard to change the.
What,
the
and
tone.
you record to tape or...
And we record to tape. The old Revox, still I have it.
Really?
Yeah.
And the music that you made as the Muses Rapt in the 97, 98?
No, this was with MIDI. I begin with just before the trance. I was working with Atari with
Okay, Atari computer.
with Pro 24 software.
Okay.
Was just before Cubase and Logic.
Yeah, it's
And Atari was, of course...
Steinberg. It's
Oh, sorry.
still the start
Yeah,
of the Steinberg.
It's how do you say it?
Which one?
the program that preceded before Cubase, yes? It evolved into
Yeah.
Cubase, I think.
Yeah.
And Atari, as we know, we talked with other musicians that were here. It's only MIDI computer, of
Only
course.
MIDI, no
And
hard disk.
to which synths did you send your MIDI information?
Yeah, you need
what did you have?
All analog.
Which,
So I had
can you give us a few
the
names?
Roland GD100,
Okay.
the Kurzweil K2000.
It's not a
It's
sampler?
a sampler.
Sampler, yeah.
It's very
Okay.
good for musicians who play with the hands.
Yeah, really nice.
Very expressive. I
So,
really like it.
And you worked also with samplers, as you say, and analog gear, and did you have also...
I have a emulation of Korg, of Moog, called
Okay.
Studio Electronics,
Oh, yeah.
with programs. Very good sound. I do many basses with it.
And today, and one more before we get to today, did you work also with acoustic instruments at all, or
With electronic music, with trance and all this, no.
no?
Not too
Okay.
much. Not too much.
And-
But my plan is to do it again, because I really like now how you can control the audio. Now it's like MIDI. You can quantize the drum set.
Mhm.
It's really amazing what we're gonna have the sound of the acoustics now.
And you bring us what you say about what you can do now. You bring me to the next question. What do you work with now these days?
Now I'm working with Logic 9 on the Pro Tools.
Nice.
I have a new school for production
Okay.
in Madrid, and we have new machines. I'm very happy with the sound I have now. I never have a sound like that.
You
with a
still-
room with good acoustics.
You don't work with your old gear at all. You work with
No,
hardware
I-
still.
I-
Still work with hardware.
I still have my K2000 and I have all my things analog, but the Logic 9 is very, very good.
Do you like the virtual world?
Yeah, I love it. I love
Okay,
it.
using
Very
like
good.
ES1, ESM, all these Logic instruments.
Yeah,
do
all
you-
the native instruments also, and many plugins, audio units too.
Okay. Any more? Something else you want about the gear? Or
Let's hear some music. Probably.
this track you were saying?
something more.
This
I want
track.
to ask a
Okay, go ahead.
question.
Ray.
Juan, yesterday we talked a little bit, and I asked you about your artist name, the Muses Rapt.
Uh-huh.
I guess our listeners would like to know how
What's
did
the
you
meaning?
came the Muses Rapt.
Because when I compose music, I'm not. This is not me. The music. It's like I put my hands in the keyboard and begin to play, and for a moment it's like meditation. So it's a moment you don't think, and in this moment begin to comes to me like a melody. It's like somebody read me, and I read about the Muses. The Muses was a goddess from the Greeks. Talk about them.
Greek mythology, right?
There was before there was the three mothers of the Muses.
Three Muses, yes.
So this is what I like because each one represents the creativity, the each part. So the first is meditation. The second is memory. You must first have the idea, then to memorize it, and when you have it memorized, then you have the order, which is the song. These parts.
Or the arrangement and logic, or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
What is
the beginning and the end?
the meaning? The word rapt. It does not mean. I did not understand it. Rapture from the word rapture.
Rapture, like ecstasy. So is when you see the light.
When
or
everything
when
is like exploding or
you are
something like
out-
this.
or
Your
out of
muses
view.
are
You are out of view. Something
going
like
outside. You're bringing from your inside to the outside. This is, I understand correctly, kind of.
No,
No?
I think it's me go from in my inside and see it outside.
Okay, I understand.
And I'm
Like-
in a rapture, and then come back and
We have to.
So like what
one-
Plastic Man once said, from our minds to yours, you know. Very
we have.
united.
we-
I don't know what is. I tell you, I feel like I am only the first listener of the melody.
Yeah.
I just listen and try to put it there with my short
Let's
memory.
leave before you forget about it. Yeah.
Juan, we have just. I'm sorry to interrupt. We have 1 minute left on the track. What are we listening? I guess you said you have 500 copies, and
Yeah, this is a track called Uruhu U, a very strange name.
it was also all the time on the under, and it sounds really nice. But can people get this track?
It's very,
Really,
very difficult.
very rare track,
very
I guess.
difficult.
Okay, so
I think it
Only a
will release it
bootleg.
again.
what will
Oh,
be
yeah.
the next thing that we will hear? We were talking and we were not picking something. I think Ray picked something on his own.
Yeah, I picked something if you.
Do you know
don't
what you?
mind.
But do you know what you picked?
I can
Yeah,
play
I
this
know
track
what I
again.
picked. I
Yeah?
picked the sensitive.
Ah, okay. Here we go.
Wait, this is not.
We will put the song for the last few seconds.
And you
and-
have another, no?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
we have a
already
track.
The one with the angel in the snake. So play Enchanted Forest.
which is
The
number
number 4
number 4
from the first
Okay.
album.
Enchanted Forest from
I
the
really
first
like it,
album from the Spiritual Healing album. Here we go. Go ahead, Rotem.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you about your music itself. It's very unusual. It's nothing like the usual trance music we hear today. It's now just trance
Today
music.
or yesterday?
Even back then.
Even back then, it's just
unique.
Trance music is a very global word. In different countries, it means different music. To some people, it's Tiesto stuff. In some countries, it's psychedelic trance. And other, it's more techno. And I think, I don't know, what I listen to is something which is combine the original trance music from the early 90s, the German trance music, with Goa elements and psychedelic elements. It just combined everything. And now you tell me that you started actually in 97. You know, this is the first time you heard about trance music, is it?
95.
95, yes. This is the start, more or less, of Goa Trance. Yes, around.
So I guess you're trying to ask where he took his influences from?
Yeah, where do you check your influences? Because you don't seem to stick to any of this usual psychedelic trance or, full-on progressive.
I started with 95 with trance, but before I was playing music also.
But
I was beginning with 14 years playing violin, and I like very much classical music.
But how did you get it? I think what I'm trying to ask, how did you get the electronic influence? Did it come from? Did you hear? What are your early influences in electronics?
Gong, Tangerine Dream,
all these things.
Klaus Schulze, Pink Floyd, and all
the psychedelic music of the 70s,
But not electronic music.
70s, and then in 80s also there was many. The electronic pop was the Depeche Mode and New Order and all this.
Do you remember the first, you mentioned that you met Jorg and you're sitting at your home and listening to trance. Do you remember specific tracks that you were listening to?
Yeah, I remember we listened to SFX.
Which is Astral Projection before.
I really like this. And Astral, Indoor, Total Eclipse.
Nice.
Power Source.
Power Source is
Power
very
Source
good.
Is he was also at our show, and he's
a lot of Israeli
music.
When I listen to this music, I say, "Wow, what is this? Very spiritual." And I was amazed to see the parties with the freedom people there dancing in the middle of the forest.
Do you still listen to this stuff? Do you go at your house, you sit and sometimes put on Power Source music?
Yeah, but now I'm listening this stuff a lot here in Israel.
You're in Israel.
I'm very happy because it's my favorite music in trance. After this, I think is all the rest of trance in general is boring.
Yeah, I think everyone in this room pretty much agrees because we are all go-aheads. And we will hear now.
I find it very fascinating because actually before 95, there were trance music was very underground in Israel. The first SFX EP wasn't available except one shop in Bat Yam called Gingy. You couldn't get this music here. It just was going around with just tapes going around between people.
That was nice, this history with the tapes.
Yes.
To see the DJs copying there 2 nights in the house, copying and copying.
And putting this screwdriver in the tape deck engine so we can change the pitch and everything. It was very fun. I did this myself. So
do you have music on DATs and tapes and things that are otherwise lost though?
I can say I'm gonna release a compilation album of gonna call we call it all tapes. I'm gonna take a lot of that tapes I have.
Your music, yes?
I'm gonna release it.
Really nice.
Was in the middle of Spiritual Healing album, and your album was 2 albums more. Yeah. But nobody want to release it.
Yeah, of course, because there was 7 years in between, yes. So,
so I have a lot of music there, and Dragonfly doesn't like it. And I sent to other labels in Israel also, and they don't want it. And I want to release because now there's many people who wanna.
I wanted to do a break, but instead I want to ask one more thing because what you said, why not today? I wanted to, in general, ask you about the internet and about, today an artist does not necessarily need a label like Dragonfly. You can put it on your website and people can buy, or you can put it for free, or whatever you want to do as an artist. The control is in your hand.
I think it's very good.
Are you going to do it this way? Are you going to release it by yourself?
I made a 3rd album 1 year ago.
Okay.
Only chill out, was not trance, not too much, but a few psychedelic.
Okay.
And I do it only by the internet.
So what do you mean by this digital download? People can buy the waves, buy the MP3s?
You can go to iTunes or to the page and buy it.
What is this album called?
Galactic Love.
Galactic Love, and the Muses Rapt, Galactic Love.
Yeah.
It's also, yes, you mentioned more ambient stuff and a little bit singing in there and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
with my sister and me also singing,
Okay, really nice. Interesting.
having fun.
I heard a few tracks. I admit I did not hear the complete album, but now that I know, I will look for it specifically. So the next stuff you will release as CD, digital?
I think digital. I'm gonna send again to some labels, but I don't want to be very expectative about it. The labels now, they don't have money, blah blah blah.
They rape you off.
And at
Many
the
of
end you
them.
must wait for them. I think now I have the possibility of finish a track and release it straight from my studio.
Can we expect these albums this year or next year?
From the end of this year and the beginning of the next.
Okay, really nice to hear this. And now we are listening to the Flight of the Phoenix over the Natraj. I have to, really quick, where does this name come from?
This come from a club in Munich called
the
Natraj Temple.
Ah, okay, nice.
So we was Domit, Pastor and me. We had the cancer at the same time. So we do this track together and we feel like the phoenix, reborning of our.
Let's listen to this. We already took 3 minutes from this track. So the Flight of the Phoenix over the Natraj. חברים יקרים, אתם כמובן על רדיו 106, כל אחר באריאל. התוכנית היא לא אחרת מאשר טרנספורמרס. אנחנו ספיישל מיוחד עם חואן ורדרה, The Muses Rapt באולפן. התרגשות רבתי פה, ואנחנו טסים מעל הנטראז'. אנחנו נסיים את השעה הראשונה עם טרק מאוד מיוחד מאלבומו הראשון של חואן. טרק נקרא The Ancient Sounds of the Gods, זה הטרק השני מתוך האלבום Spiritual Healing. טרק מתחיל כאמביאנט וצ'יל אאוט, ושלב מסוים נכנס הביט, והטרק פשוט עף ומתפזר לכל עבר, מאוד 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 רוחני. טרק 11 דקות. נשמע את הטרק, ניקח אתנחתא קלה, וישר נחזור לקרחנות ולרעיונות ולדיבורים עם הבחור. The Ancient Sounds of the Gods. הצלילים העתיקים של האלים. וואו. The ancient sound of the gods. And now we're moving into the next track. What will be?
Adam's Love
Adam's Love from the second album.
from the second album.
And who is Adam?
Adam is the love of Eve.
Sorry?
The love
the
of
love of
Eve.
Eve. Okay. Adam's. So actually the track is called Eve. I mean,
Yeah.
the name is Adam's Love, and she is Eve.
Eve, yeah.
And from you, yes?
Yeah.
Second album. Okay, let's hear this track, a little bit more music, and we'll get back to talking a little bit.
Okay.
Juan, we were just taking a little break outside and drinking a little bit of coffee, and you said something that I found very, very nice. You mentioned that the way you see the Israeli trance scene, to you, it's really something special.
And it's a special like the rock and roll in America.
I think that to see someone from abroad, someone like you from Spain, that he sees our scene from the outside, you know, and it's he listens to our music and the scene, and he sees it from everywhere else, and we do not realize this ourselves, you know. And suddenly to you it hit me something like, wow, you know, maybe it's like you say, like, you know, for America they had the rock, the Woodstock and everything like this, and here we are promoting this culture.
Yeah, you must be very proud, and I see the politicals. I think they are not proud or nothing. They don't know. Must be protected. This.
You think that anything can be done to?
I don't know. My imagination. We need here a big festival of trance with promotion, true promotion in the TV.
I think this is something that everyone has been talking about lately. Remember when we talked to Sagiv from Moksha on our show? There is a new festival, Juan, which is called Indigo.
Yes, the Indigo Festival.
You told me about.
And this is, they are trying, I think, to build something like this, to have something...
To take people from outside
Israel
to see the festival.
And you know how in Europe they have the whole summer, the festival season. People do not go to parties, they go from festival to festival.
Yeah.
And it would be really nice if Israel was one of the spots on their schedule of festivals. And it's really nice to hear someone like you say from the outside to see this. And what do you think?
Because for example, I have friends who don't know nothing about trance. So when I explain them and they listen to music, they say, "Where is coming this?" I say, "From Israel," and everybody is very surprised because normally the music comes from England, America, or perhaps Germany.
Because I think it's because the territory is like better that pop artists will be the flag carrier aboard Israel, and not the trance scene that is connected to drugs and youth that is doing whatever is want to do.
I understand you, and it's like this, but if I have somebody who has this opinion, I must say all the kind of music they have this in the surrounding, because the rock have this, the jazz has this, the house has this, many kinds of music has always this in the party.
We also know that worldwide, you know, especially in Europe, also in Spain, not so many people agree with some of the political things that are going on in Israel. Do you think that if our government here and the whole culture here would support the trance scene, it would be something that would help improve the image of Israel to people in Europe?
This is the thing. If the people come here without a threat, because it's a war there, which is not a war, it's some bombs, but it's not a war, the people is not fighting in the street. Many people think this is in Israel. My friends say, "Hey, you are crazy, you go to Israel. You're going to have a bomb."
But now that you go back and you show them on Facebook, on your page, you show them the videos from the parties.
And they listen to music, and they begin to listen more
and
and
they see the people, and they see the girls.
And girls.
Everything, no, I'm saying it's the whole experience.
It's a nice way to begin to erase
but I think
this in the memory. Israel is a war. No, Israel is good music.
I think that 7 years ago, 6 years ago, the people were from Europe or from the US, from all over the world, were coming to Israel to trance parties.
You think so?
Something has changed in the wild.
I see many DJs in Krembo Records. I remember was a lot of DJs from everywhere, from Australia, Japan, copying music and all this. But crowd a bit, not like these festivals in Portugal or in Germany or in the East countries also.
Which are more global, you know, get people from all sort of countries coming to, especially coming for this festival, you know, especially to come to see this show.
The Boom Festival has like 40K.
How is it like, I guess you get to interact in parties you play in Europe and with DJs you play. Is it really like this? Does Israel really have a name? Like in trance, do people, they talk to you and they say, yes, Israeli trance?
Yeah, many people talk about Israeli music.
Okay, and you think there are people that if there was a big festival here and it was proper and with good accommodations and with good promotion?
If a good promotion, but good talking
good
in the
music
TV to these people is It's different than our music and our culture, your culture.
And to use, so you're saying basically we can somehow use the Israeli culture and fuse it with the Jewish culture and the trance culture and bring people here to experience Israel through the music.
It's a nice way to begin to clean the face, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Really.
Psychedelic Israel.
Israel
but it's
is
not
very psychedelic country.
But trance is not only
This is
psychedelic,
what I
it's
was going to say.
spiritual music.
Without getting
Very
into psychedelic or not, we are talking here about music, first of all, about art and culture. And I think this is the point. It's not about, of course, it is about psychedelic and spirituality, but it's about culture. It's about
It's a new way to play music without voices. So it's more universal because English must to sing in English. So if we Spanish or Jewish, we talk in English, we have an accent. It's not good. They don't accept us.
Okay.
So now, without these voices, must be in a language is universal.
The language of music.
Yeah. Then this is when you get tracks from coming from Japan and countries that we never heard before. Music coming from there.
Then everyone is meeting in the party and dance to
and
trance from all over the world, and everyone became one.
It's a public
told me that
space.
in the
It's
party.
a public space where can people.
The
also
language is a little bit only for the people who understand it.
I think
the music is not.
In Ethnica, they have a track. They have the track in the remix to the Trip Tonight. They have a sample there that they say, "We are one brain, we are one, we are all one." And I think it's such a simple sample, but it really encompasses everything that is good about trance.
In the party, you told me that you had a feel that everybody is one for one moment.
The same vibration with the energy.
Guys, I just want to move a little bit forward. I guess we can listen 2 more minutes from this track. What are we listening to now?
When finish this one, play the number 6 in the same CD.
Same CD, okay. And which one is this? Right at
the one is Afternoon Trip.
This one, yes?
Yes.
Okay, we have 2 more minutes.
From the Cosmic Conspiracy compilation.
And we will also listen the next one from this compilation, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the second one.
So let's listen to both of them. Juan, just please the name of this track that we will hear now?
The one is coming now?
Yes, from Cosmic Conspiracy.
The full. No, the last one was from Cosmic.
Okay, and this one is?
Afternoon Trip. And this one is only released with a compilation from Old is Gold.
Old is Gold, nice.
Yeah.
And when was this released?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, really nice. So it was a free compilation because they are
it's
only
a free compilation only in the internet for free.
For free download, and it's legally free, yes?
Yeah.
Really nice, I like this concept.
Very nice.
And it's available in Wave also, I imagine, right? Or Wave and MP3.
Wave.
Okay, All This Gold, I'll tell in Hebrew, הקהל שלנו שמכיר את All This Gold, פשוט אין בעיה, הולכים, מוצאים את האלבום הזה, מורידים, וזה תענוג. תודה לוונדרבוי.
חינם בחינם.
Wonderboy is the...
Wonderboy.
Yeah, okay, nice. before when the microphone was closed, I think you and Rotem were talking about, correct me, I think this is what you were talking about, how before in the 90s, each new track that comes out, or each new track that you hear, and is something completely new, completely different.
Yeah, and different from the other.
Not like today, where it's a little maybe less influential because this music is already out there. How was it for you then? I mean, tell us a little bit about the music, about trance music, this era.
In this time was a lot of artists trying to like me listen one to the others, and then we realize the other artist is very nice. We do something different, but the same at the same time.
Okay.
So begin another, but arrive one time where organizers and labels doesn't want this too much different. So artists begin to copy more ones to the others.
Okay.
I don't understand this.
Then you get all sort of different cities coming out there and like all sounds the same. This is
Right from one moment after the years, all sounds the same. So
now all the full-on sound the same.
Maybe to ask, did you, as you also mentioned, and of course when we hear your music, we hear this, you always have your own vibe. Your music is the Muses Rapt music. It's not similar to other things. Did you have trouble because of this? Did you have trouble to release music because of this?
In one part I am very proud and people who appreciate it very much, but in other side there's people who doesn't understand. They don't know how to dance it. They don't know how to act, because they don't see nobody acting before. It's a question of the people, you know.
And what about the labels? I mean, did people come to you and say, no, Juan, make this and this? And did you have trouble with this?
Yeah, and I try to do it full on also, but it's not my job.
It's not you.
I try, and I'm not good doing this. I'm better doing what is coming. So I continue doing this.
When you make music, when you work, where do you see it? I mean, where does it come from, your music? Does it come from your soul? Do you see it, or does it come from your technical ability?
I don't know.
How do you see art?
I don't know. I think it comes when I don't think.
Does it come from inspiration? Or?
It's inspiration when I play in the keyboard, and suddenly I don't think nothing is coming.
So you start with how do you?
I start with a melody.
Start with the melody, and then around it you construct the rest of the tune.
Yeah.
And so what you
just opposite to everybody. Everybody begins with a kick. And I don't want to put the kick the first, because take me 80% of the dynamics of the music is in the kick. So if you play without the kick, you have 100%. And after, if you want, I can put the dynamics full on also. But I like the full on. It's a good sound, but not all the time. It's like I don't know. I like to listen a piece of paper in the air, and I like to listen an explosion at the same time. So.
Sort of the same track for a long time, especially when the DJ mixes it, so just you don't hear the difference really between the tracks,
and many people appreciate this because there is no difference.
No difference, same one.
So, but there's many people who say he's a very good DJ because I don't appreciate the difference between this track and the other.
I can play the same one in a loop and go and have a drink or something.
I like to have different feelings. It's like to go to a restaurant. Perhaps one thing is your favorite, but you can eat other things also. No?
Did any time someone at a party come to you and say, listen, I don't understand your music? Did this ever happen to you?
No, like this, no.
Okay.
Like this, no. But I see, they don't see, but I see the faces sometimes, and I see they don't understand.
But usually do you get really good feedback, I can imagine, yes?
Yeah.
And good vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're moving on. This track is almost over, and the next track is something really special. Both me and Rei really like this track. The Sensitive Will Be Kings, yes?
Yeah.
How did you come to this name? It's 3 dots. The Sensitives Will Be Kings.
It's like the end of
the end of something.
Of a tale.
Okay. Okay.
So at the end of the tale.
Okay.
The sensitive will be king.
So the one who is truly sensitive, he will be...
not the lion and the more stronger, like always in this life.
Sensitive will rule the world.
Change.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, let's hear this tune, and let's hear the whole song, because it's really nice. We are listening now to...
We are listening to a track called Best Dancing.
Best Dancing.
It's the god of Ibiza.
The god of Ibiza from...
It's called Bes.
From which...
It's very, very old, more older than the Phoenicians and the Romans and the Greeks.
Okay. Really pagan.
It's a very pagan dancing god.
And this track will be, you will forgive me, it will be in the under, because I want to ask you about a really special track, your first track, and with a story behind it, and it's of course the spiritual healing track.
Yeah.
And in Israel, as you know yourself, it is called Chole Sartan, which is the cancer man, the cancer sick man. And you were indeed sick, right? 10, 12, 13 years, how many?
Yeah.
A long time
I just
ago
listened the first trance music, and then begin to do some trance also. And in this time, the doctor told me I have a cancer.
Before we move forward, first of all, you're in good health these days, and yes,
I have a little pain in my back many times, and then more, and then I go to the doctor.
Okay, and we go back now to this time, and you discover this, and of course, I guess it really affects you, and in many ways, to discover something like this.
Yeah, because like everybody who see the death in front of your face, to recapitulate, you think about all your life, and I want to do my own music. I was all my life doing music from others, not my own songs, so I want to do my own music, and this what is the name. Spiritual healing is coming because I don't have a body healing only. It was a spiritual.
So you were saying I need you think about your life and about everything, and you're now sick, and you need your body to heal, but you come to a conclusion that it's not only your body that needs to heal, also your soul. This is what you're saying. Yeah. It's not only the cancer, it's also something in your soul that you want to heal and to go and to find yourself.
Healthy soul and healthy body.
Reborn. Yeah. It's like reborn.
Yeah.
Reborn. And so how did this technically track? You were really sick at this time that you write this track? And
I was with chemotherapy sessions.
Okay.
I was at the end of one of the chemotherapy session. I really want to go out of the hospital. And I really decided to play the music I want. So I go straight to my studio and do the track.
How long
instantly?
Was it in? Did it just?
It was 10 minutes to have the melodies, and then 2 months to finish.
Okay. So
but the melody and this in 10 minutes.
When you talk about the melody, you mean all the parts, the melodic parts,
the melodic
all the
parts.
Yeah. And then you sit 2 months just on this one.
Just on this one and another ones also, but this was the first I finished, and was very, very happy.
And I can imagine. I mean, did you think that you finished this track and you sit and you listen to it? Did you imagine that it would become such a big?
No.
This is.
I like it and I love it very much, but I didn't have this. I realized when I come, then the first time to the festival here with what's your name?
Karahana.
Drugless festival.
Drugless.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And. Did people already know this track? I mean,
the people already know because they have it in cassette or in that. It was not released.
It was,
and the people really know it, and was very, very shocked me to see the people running to the dance floor to dance the track. I was.
It was released on, I think it's Psychedelic Vibes compilation.
Do you think?
Yes,
it was Psychedelic Vibes number 2.
Number 2, and it was still very new.
My album.
Yeah, it's on Phonocle Records. It was very, very new, but not
just
many people.
This moment.
Yeah.
And also about this track, a few years later, a guy came named Yael and made a track that is sounds the same.
There is a track, Intelligent Life by Yael.
Yeah,
and he has the riff coming up, and it's really similar, but he did not call it Spiritual Healing Remix. Why is this?
But it's not the same melody. It's similar style.
Similar in many ways, though. Really, I mean, I did not. I hear it, and I have a file, and it says Intelligent Life, and I listen to it, and I say, man, this is spiritual healing. And of course, now I sit with you, and you say, yes. He even asked me about it. So
he asked me to copy my style in one track.
And for you, it's
it's an
honor, I guess, maybe even. Yeah. Really nice. Okay, so we will finish. This track is almost over, and we will listen to Spiritual Healing. Which mix will we hear?
The original mix of the album.
Original from the album, track
Yeah.
1 from the album. First track you finished, and I think for many trancers all over the world, especially in Israel, the number one. I think.
Just want to say about this track in the party, you play your remix at the start of your show and another remix at the end. And I think everyone that listen and everyone in here will agree that you are the only one
DJ in the world that can do this.
Can do this,
of course.
To play together the same track.
And you could have also played in the middle another remix of it, and everything would be cool still. Of course, this is true.
If we are not boring, we're still playing. No?
Yeah. You should make, I think, a remix of it, half an hour, just spiritual healing and
1 hour. Right?
You know how many people ask me to do a remix.
I was telling my friend, we were listening and we were already 6 minutes in the track, and I turn around to him and I tell him, man, there's only 2 more minutes and this track is over.
Okay, we have 5 minutes before this one is over. So spiritual
5
healing.
seconds. Spiritual healing, Juan Verdera. almost, we have 13 more minutes before we get to the end of the show. What we like always to ask artists here is, have you ever had tell us about a screw up? You ever went to DJ and you screwed up and you did something?
Yeah,
Fadicha.
One history.
In Hebrew,
There's
it's
many.
called fadicha.
Fadicha. So
Fadicha.
one fadicha was in Portugal
Okay.
when I was dancing, and the stage was not very good. Was very flexible.
Okay.
So I do one step, and all the stage fall down with the mixer, and
Wow.
under that machine also go running in the dance floor.
Into the dance, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 but they're still sounding.
It was
Okay.
the
So
train.
everybody was like leaving a space to the drum machine and then finish the drum machine, stop, and continue the music. Was
Okay.
very amazing.
And it worked. I mean, they set it up again, and the music.
Yeah, we continue the music. They take the people give me the drum machine with very careful, and I continue. It was very, very, very strange.
And maybe something really quickly, other than the drugless, some really good experience that you remember, especially always.
In the drugless was very good to meet all the artists in the same house.
But other than the drugless, something else, maybe another party that sticks in your mind.
In the Hungary, in the Solipse, was very nice to see the eclipse.
Okay, yeah, sounds really good.
One of the best.
Before we finish,
Hungary, the one before Turkish.
Was one when the eclipse was in 8 years ago, I think.
8 years. Before we finish, maybe one more thing about your music and the message. Do you feel you have a message, and what is your message? What does Juan Verdera want us to?
The message is the music. With the words are symbols for the messages, but the music is the message itself. You can say many things, but you never arrive to say the same message is inside the music. It's inside the music. The best is to listen it. I can say some message to say this blah blah blah. It's not a word on it. So the message is inside the music. I personally believe it's coming from outside.
Okay.
I don't know where, but it's coming.
Okay, really nice. And you are already a few days in Israel, and you have until
Till
Monday, Saturday, and you will play here 2 more shows. Yes.
Yeah, I play tonight, just in a few minutes.
Yes.
We're gonna be playing in the block.
In the block.
No, it's on Wednesday.
Yes, but they hear it on Wednesday. Ray.
In a few minutes.
He was being correct, politically correct. Yes, okay, of course we record this show, but you, the crowd, הקהל, אתם מקשיבים לזה יום רביעי. I will say in Hebrew for a crowd, Juan. אתם יכולים להגיע ממש, אנחנו עכשיו כבר חצות כביכול.
כן,
אז עכשיו אתם פשוט עפים לאוטו שלכם ברגע זה.
הבלוק חינם עד 12:30 חבר'ה.
חינם עד 12:30, גם אחרי זה בקטנה 30 שקל?
40.
40 שקל זה בקטנה. אבל תגיעו פשוט לבלוק. What music will you play there? Your regular vibes? Not
I'm gonna do a mix for them. It depends how I feel the people.
Your music, whatever you feel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
for
okay.
Sure.
And after the block, which is Wednesday, like we said, today, as you listen to the show, on Friday in the Baraka in Be'er Sheva, right?
Yes, in Friday in the Baraka Be'er Sheva, 3 a.m. Juan Verdera.
אוקיי, ברכה בבאר שבע, 3 בבוקר, שם זה, וואי, אנחנו אמרנו מחירים ואסור לנו, אבל לא משנה. בברכה זה חינם או בתשלום?
אני לא יודע.
אוקיי, לא יודעים.
אני מאמין שכן.
בוא ניסע לבאר שבע ונברר.
מי שמכן, ניסע לבאר שבע ונברר את זה. Thank you very, very much for coming to Israel.
I really enjoy
and to here, and just want to tell you that it's even extra because you're not only coming from Spain to Israel to Tel Aviv, you're coming to a town that is more outside in the periphery, you know, and
countryside.
In the countryside.
Very, very nice.
And
party.
I know that I want to tell our listeners that Juan and Ray, they came here with the bus because my car broke down and I can't take them. So it's really special for us that you take the time and the effort and that you feel it's important to you to come and be here with us.
For
it's
sure.
Really heartfelt.
For me also, I really enjoy, and I asked to Ray to do this, and I'm very happy.
Really nice, and of course, I just want to tell our listeners, כמובן להוסיף אותנו בפייסבוק, מי שעוד לא עשה זאת, טרנספורמרס 106 FM אריאל, אתם מושבים
היי דה פייסבוק.
היי דה פייסבוק.
להחזיר את הפייסבוק הישן.
וכמובן להוסיף אותנו לקבוצה, אתם תוכלו גם את התוכנית הזאת וגם את כל התוכניות העבר להוריד, שיהיה לכם על המחשב, וזהו, יש עוד משהו ראי?
לא, נראה לי שהיה מגניב היום.
היה לנו פעם ראשונה את רותם באולפן, שהוא בכיף, מוזמן לבוא תמיד. עוד דבר קטן שאני רוצה להגיד, זה לא סגור ב1,000%, אבל כנראה ששבוע הבא תהיה לנו תוכנית זיכרון, ולא יודע אם זיכרון זה בדיוק המילה שאני מחפש, תוכנית הנצחה לירמי ותומר שנהרגו בתאונת דרכים.
שזה דרך אגב יום חמישי, Tech on the Beach.
בדיוק, Tech on the Beach, גם כן חינם בחוף
הקשתות
השרון,
בהרצליה.
חוף הקשתות בהרצליה.
אירוע לזכרם של תומר וירמי.
ומאוד נשמח לראות אתכם שם. תביא גם את חואן. Bring Juan. We're telling about an event in Thursday on the beach. Bring him to dance, to just to have fun. And בבקשה, מי שרוצה, באמת, תגיעו. החלום של תומר וירמי היה תמיד למלות את החוף באנשים. בתוכנית שלנו אנחנו מאוד מקווים שדודו, אחיו של ירמי, אולי יבוא לפה, אולי יבוא מישהו מהמשפחה של תומר, להשמיע מוזיקה שהם אוהבים וכולי וכולי. And now we will finish one.
איזה חוף זה עוד הפעם?
חוף השרון, חוף הקשתות בהרצליה. על החוף. על החוף. We have 6 more minutes and we will now shut up and listen to the last song by you. This is an ambient tune.
It's a classic. Music is only piano and strings.
Piano and strings. What is it called?
Mi Niña, My Little Girl.
My Little Girl. And is it released anywhere? On your digital
2 years
album?
ago,
Yes?
with Galactic Love album.
Okay, this one I specifically heard. You have it, a video of it on YouTube and everything.
Of Ibiza in 1934.
Okay, so Juan Verdera, רותם נון.
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 רותם נון, כן.
רותם נון.
רותם צהריים.
ראי אלבחרי, ירון אשכר, פקסי נדו, מד דוקטור, חואן, מיוזס, רותם, יש לך עוד שמות כינוי?
נון.
יאללה בלגן.
יאללה בלגן. תודה רבה לשלומית שנשארה פה שעה נוספת.
ולא נתנה לנו להכניס את הקפה לאולפן.
היא פה מ8 בבוקר והיא כל היום כבר פה, היא כבר נראית עייפה והיא נשארה.
תודה שלומית.
תודה שלומית.
תודה.
תודה שלומית. ביי.
Distant is collapsing, moves around. I'm just compelled by this notion, feeling this rise. I cannot restrain, love is all my gain. Pulling at the sides, planetary sight collide, mashing, crashing, it is all I. light years away.